I'm Jay Jackson. Welcome to WineNewsNoir.com. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. We begin this episode in Sonoma County, where a historical event took place as part of Black History Month. Video was just released of a gathering of Black winemakers that highlights the changing face of wine in Sonoma. I moderated the event, which drew a broad crowd looking for a taste of diversity. First, I want to say, it's true, Sonoma's better than Napa. You're looking at history in the making. This is the first ever Tasting Diversity event, a conference showcasing the African-American wine leaders of Sonoma County.
We had beyond our expectations.
Dennis McCarter, founder of the award-winning McCarter Cellars wine brand, came up with the idea. He says the goal is to inspire young winemakers from diverse backgrounds.
I hope the next generation of winemakers, young, whether they're teens or in their 20s, will see these interviews and hear these voices and want to have a career in the wine industry and want to go to school for enology and study and realize that wine is not meant for just one demographic. It's meant for everybody. It's a human thing. And that you want a career in it, you want to work hard, whether it's shoveling grape must or pouring out of the glass, there's a place for you here.
Held at Fog Crest Vineyards in Sebastopol, the sold-out event featured winemakers Chris Christensen of Bodkin Wines, Dan Glover of L'Objet Wines, Angela McCrae, the executive director of the Association of African American Vintners, Brene Royal, formerly of Monte Rosso Vineyard, and Rosalind Manouchian, owner of Fog Crest Vineyards. She says she wants her success to be a path for others.
I really feel that I have a responsibility to give back to my communities. I really appreciate what I've been able to accomplish so far and have a long way to go, but I want to be a role model for those coming up around me and provide a place for a lot of that to grow.
McCarter partnered with the Sonoma County Library Foundation, the Sonoma County Library, and the Sonoma County Wine Library Association to put on the gathering. The Sonoma County NAACP also took part to showcase Black-owned businesses in the area. Malia Anderson says it was mission accomplished.
We at the NAACP knew that this was an amazing opportunity to showcase Black business. So taking on the challenge with the NAACP and the Tasting Diversity event was one of our first opportunities to show up and then say, hey, no, look, there are Black people in Sonoma County. There's Black wine, and we are doing amazing things as business people.
To see the entire conference, you can go to the WineNewsNoir.com website and click on the YouTube link titled Tasting Diversity. We just learned panelist Brene Royal has been named the vineyard manager for the prestigious St. Supri Estate Vineyards and Winery in Napa Valley. In LA's West Adams district, wine lovers were tasting something special from South Africa. IBest wines have been popping up on top wine lists all over the world. I talked with the longtime Napa Valley wine veteran behind the brand and why it's so special. Meet Ingrid Best, founder of one of the hottest wine brands on the scene, IBest Wines. Whether it's New York, San Francisco, or South Africa, or in magazines such as Essence, Forbes, or Ebony, her presence carries weight anywhere she goes, and her wines carry her dreams.
I've dreamt of moments like this, where I could walk into wine shops in beautiful neighborhoods, like the neighborhood that we're in, the Adams neighborhood, and see my very own bottle of wine.
On this night, she's at the Adams Wine Shop in LA's trendy West Adams district. It's game night, where wine lovers play old-school board and card games while chopping it up over IBest red and white blends. Like her wines, it's a draw for young locals and the young at heart.
And I just feel really blessed. I feel really blessed to have a space to celebrate, the wine that I brought to the market, that I have a space to do it in an unconventional way, right? Not so serious and so stuffy, but it's game night and it's Friday night and we've all worked really hard and we just want to enjoy community and fellowship with a really good glass of wine. So it feels good.
Grace Mahari is the head sommelier for IBest Wines, a dream job come true for the Canadian model turned wine student and steward of the grape.
When I was studying as a sommelier, there were hardly Black people in the spaces that I was in. And so now to be working in this space where everybody's Black, like, this is epic. And I feel very much at home. So I'm super excited.
As for Best, she's just happy to see smiles on these faces, smiles that become special memories to think about for years to come.
I want people to think about wine as art, that wine is this beautiful expression of many, many, many hands that touch the process. It is a form of creativity, right? Every bottle is different, very similar to art, right? It's its own thing. And I really want people to approach their next experience with wine not too serious, right? That you just allow yourself to enjoy it, that you're not necessarily worried about if you're describing what you're tasting the right way, but that you enjoy it for yourself the way that you would if you bought a piece of art and you hung it in your home. So it's a very personal thing. And so I want people to take away from tonight that wine is art. We're here to have a good time. And that IBest Wines is really about community. It's about culture, and it's about the love of art.
And now for a follow-up to a story we brought you last month. At the Association of African American Vintners Wine Symposium, Inglewood's 1010 Wine and Events and South Central Wines kicked around some ideas about working together. Well, those ideas became a reality late last month. South Central Wine made their debut at the popular wine bar as part of the Meet the Winemaker series. More than 100 fans came out for the canned wines. Co-owner Stephanie Owens, who was featured in a WineNewsNoir.com report after the symposium, says it's all about good business and support.
That experience and the way that it brought all of us together was priceless. And this just goes to show that, because actually we had talked to them before, but we've never had a real encounter where we just got to be amongst our community. And it was there that we had the conversation, like, can we get here? Can we get into y'all's wine bar? It has been our goal. It is our dream. And they graciously accepted us. So what it says to me is AAAV is invaluable. I loved them before. I love them more now. And I hope that they are with us for a very long time, because to me, they are the heart of the community. And I'm grateful.
New wine production numbers, underage drinking, and long-distance wine shots. Here are the top stories for this month's Wine in a Minute. Wine production dropped a staggering 10% worldwide last year, according to the far-reaching Organization of Wine and Wine, which monitors wine production in 50 countries. Australia and Italy saw the biggest drops of 26 and 23% respectively. The organization says extreme climate conditions such as drought, wildfires, and flooding caused the drop, which was the biggest in more than 60 years. A new study by the World Health Organization has experts worried about underage drinking in Europe. At least 57% of children 11 to 15 years old drink alcohol, with young girls drinking at a higher rate than boys. Health experts say unless aggressive anti-drinking campaigns are started now, the EU could have an alcohol-related health crisis in the coming years. A London marathoner has gained worldwide fame for what fueled his latest run: wine. Tom Gilby drank a glass of wine for every mile he ran in the London Marathon. It was a fundraiser for a hospice that took care of his mother. He said by the end of the race, he was, quote, totally cooked. And finally, a Los Angeles winemaker had big plans of moving to South Africa and starting a life of wine and art. But she found her calling closer to home with a pair of orange boots. Here's Felicia Hodges of Orange Boots Wine for our profile in wine.
I love wine because it is an art form. You can take that wonderful grape, may it be a Sangiovese, may it be a Negroni Amaro, a Lianico, a Merlot. You take that particular fruit and you can create something so interesting. You can stretch yourself, you can ferment it with yeast or no yeast. There are people, you can oak it or not oak it. You could just really create a product, a gorgeous, gorgeous beverage that is representative of who you are, that complements a dish. Now people are complementing wine with different aromas, scents, perfumes. That's why I like it, because there's so many amazing, it's a plethora of things that you can do with wine, with the grape, and with how it interacts and has something to offer to the public, to the community. The joys is, accomplishment. Looking at that grape, and I look at it, it's like there's such a large economy behind that grape. There's lots of politics behind that grape. There's a lot of social norms and abnorms behind that grape. And looking at the joys is kind of peeling that grape and getting into a conversation such as this with people, and the joys of pouring for individuals, and those individuals enjoying your craft, enjoying what you've created. And the joys in just at night knowing that, you know what, I'm making this happen. People are enjoying it. It's a success, and it feels good. And just knowing that it could continue to grow. As a Black female winemaker, some of the issues is that just finding that arena that you feel like you fit in, that you are welcomed in. And not to say I have not been welcomed into quite a few arenas with individuals who look different than I do. I have, but the challenge is funding. The grants that are out there, trying to get approved for grants. I've yet to be successful with that. I'm not sure if where that problem lies. The difficulties and the successes and the failures can go on and on and on. I think first and foremost, finances. Your involvement in the wine industry business, make sure you know financially how much you can take on, what is actually reasonable. Second, do not allow your brand to become a trend. You're going to go into it. You go into it full force. Look at it as though it's going to be your legacy. This is something you're going to leave behind. And I would say also, don't become a spectacle. Make sure that you bring others in. You allow others to bring you in, and you bring something to the party. You bring something to the table. Leave the spectacle behind. Leave the trendiness behind. Know where your finances are. Don't go beyond that, but still stretch yourself. Always, always stretch yourself, and just think outside the box. Continue thinking outside the box, and then build that community and invite people into that community.
For more information on Orange Boots Wine, just go to their Instagram page at Orange Boots Wine. And that's going to do it for this episode of WineNewsNoir.com. Please remember to visit our sponsors on our website. Thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm Jay Jackson. Cheers.